Aging narcissists. What happens as they grow older? You can dye your gray hair to hide the years. You can lie about your retirement fund to hide the failure. You can rewrite history at the dinner table to hide the abuse. But there's one thing you cannot negotiate with. Time is the ultimate truth teller. The charisma they once weaponized becomes a rotting mask that now weaponizes them. You look at them now and you see a frail old man. You see a grandmother walking with a cane. The world sees a sweet elderly citizen who deserves respect and care, but you see the shark that is finally losing its teeth. Welcome. I am Veerji Sharma. For 30 years, I have sat in this chair and watched the most dangerous personality types human nature has to offer. And the most dangerous moment in a narcissist's life is not when they are young and powerful. It is when the clock runs out. Today we are discussing the aging narcissist. We are going to talk about the collapse, the rage, the desperate clawing for relevance. I've sat with thousands of families and I've seen a pattern most people are too polite to talk about. If you stay with me for the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal one specific sentence an aging narcissist says to their doctor to make you look like the bad child. Most people miss it until it's too late. I'll show you exactly what it is at the 6-minute mark. But first, we must understand the mechanics of their decay, the mirror that finally bites back. Let us be practical. What is aging to a normal human being? It is time of reflection, wisdom, slowing down. To a narcissist, aging is an insult. It is a cosmic injustice. You must understand, sir, that for 50, 60 years, this person has survived on a very specific fuel: their image, their beauty, their physical strength, the ability to intimidate you physically or seduce you emotionally. I had a client, a man of 70. He spent his life being the silverback gorilla. He ruled his house with fear. But then his knees gave out. He could no longer stand over his son to intimidate him. Do you think he mellowed? Do you think he became soft? When the physical intimidation is gone, the psychological terrorism begins. They do not age, they curdle. Watch their eyes when they look in the mirror. You will not see sadness. You will see a hatred for their own reflection that they will eventually project onto you. The aging narcissist realizes they are becoming invincible. The waitress doesn't flirt anymore. The business associates don't fear the phone call. The supply is drying up. And when a predator is starving, they do not become vegetarian. They become desperate. They realize they cannot command respect through power anymore. So they must switch tactics. They switch to the most lethal weapon in the elderly arsenal: pity, the medical martyr, and the doctor's office. This is where you, the adult child, begin to question your own sanity. The aging narcissist discovers that the hospital is a stage, the doctor is an audience, and the illness, real or exaggerated, is the script. They'll use health scares to test your loyalty. I'm dying, they say. You rush over. You cancel your vacation. You leave your spouse at home. You arrive at their bedside, terrified. And what do you find? They are eating soup, watching television, and smiling because they have successfully summoned the servant. Does this sound familiar? You're in the waiting room, exhausted, and the doctor walks out smiling at your parent, then gives you a look of judgment. You aren't imagining things. You're being gaslit by a professional performance. The doctor sees a charming old man who's lonely. You see the tyrant who abused you for decades, but because you look frustrated and they look frail, you become the villain in the medical narrative. Stay with me, because next we are looking at why they are suddenly spending your future. And it isn't about the money. The reverse inheritance, financial sabotage. Let's talk about money. In my practice, I call this the burn rate. Many of you are waiting for an inheritance. You think, well, at least at the end, they leave something for the grandchildren. Let me be brutal with you. The aging narcissist does not care about your future. They care about their present. I've seen men in their 70s liquidate assets that have been in the family for generations. Why? To buy a sports car. Sometimes. But more often, it is to buy adoration. They'll donate to charities that put their name on a plaque, while their own daughter struggles to pay rent. They lavish gifts on a neighbor who compliments them, while refusing to help with their grandson's tuition. They would rather give your children home to a new friend they met last month than see you live a life where you don't need them. This is financial sabotage. They're trying to buy a replacement family because they can't face the one they actually raised. If this makes you angry, you need to hear what I'm about to say about the holidays. This is not accidental spending. This is punishment. They are saying, if I cannot control you with my strength, I will ensure you do not succeed with my resources. The holiday table collapse. The holiday season, the time of joy, or for the child of an aging narcissist, the time of the event. Have you noticed a pattern? The family gathers, everyone is laughing. Perhaps your daughter, their grandchild, is the center of attention because she got good grades. The spotlight is off the narcissist for 5 minutes. Suddenly, a groan, a clutch of the chest, a dramatic sigh. I feel dizzy. The room freezes. The laughter dies. The ambulance is called. The party is over. The spotlight returns to the head of the table. I want you to be honest in the comments right now. How many birthdays or holidays have ended in a sudden dizzy spell? The moment you were finally having a good time, just type me. If you have lived this, it's a pattern, not a health crisis. And you're about to see the final way they try to haunt you from the grave. This is what I call grandparent competition. They cannot handle the next generation taking the stage. They would rather ruin the memory of Christmas than be a spectator at it. And if you dare to say, Dad, I think you're okay, you're labeled cruel. You're heartless.
How can you speak to him like that? He's old.
The relatives will say, you lose every time unless you refuse to play the dating game, lust and delusion. Now we must address something uncomfortable. The aging narcissists and their romantic pursuits. Specifically the aging male narcissist. He's 65, 70, 75. He begins to pursue women who are 30, 25. He dyes his hair. He buys the leather jacket. Society laughs. We call it a midlife crisis. But in forensics, we see something dark. He's not looking for a partner. He's looking for a mirror. He needs a young woman to look at him with wide eyes so he can pretend he's not decaying. He needs her youth to absorb it by osmosis. It is vampiric. She loves me for who I am, he tells you. Translation. She loves the lifestyle I'm purchasing, and I am willing to pay that price to pretend I am still the alpha. And when the young partner eventually leaves or demands more than he can give, the crash is catastrophic. And who has to pick up the pieces? You. You are expected to nurse the ego of the parent who abandoned your mother for a fantasy. The one sentence reveal. I promised you I would tell you the one sentence they used to destroy your reputation with doctors and caregiver. I've learned this recorded on hospital room devices. I've seen it in social worker reports. The doctor asks, "Where is your son? Where is your daughter?" The aging narcissist looks down, summons a tear and says, "My children have abandoned me." 6 words. They do not mention the abuse. They do not mention that you visited yesterday and they screamed at you. They do not mention that you paid their bills. "My children had abandoned me." It triggers the rescuer complex in the doctor. The doctor now looks at you as a monster. The nurse treats you with coldness. You walk into that hospital room fighting a battle you didn't know started. Do not try to convince the doctor. You cannot win a debate against a professional victim. Ask yourself, do you feel the need to bring evidence of your love when you visit your parent? Receipts, photos. That is not a relationship. That is a trial. Managing pity. The trap. This brings us to the most difficult emotion you'll feel, pity. They look so small now. They walk so slowly. Your heart breaks. You think, maybe I was wrong. Maybe they have changed. Maybe if I just love them enough now in their final years, they'll finally say they love me. They will not. The tragedy of the aging narcissist is that they do not have an epiphany on their deathbed. They do not see the light. They only see the darkness of their own irrelevance. If you show them pity, they'll consume it. They'll take your kindness and use it to tether you to their bedside, draining your energy until you are the one who looks sick. We are at the end of this file. You have been waiting for years for them to say, "I'm sorry." I'm going to tell you why they never will, and I'm going to give you the permission to stop waiting that your heart has been begging for. This is the exit you have been looking for. The final exit. There is a concept in psychology called the extinction burst. Before a behavior disappears, it gets worse. As the aging narcissist approaches the end, the manipulation will spike, the cruelty will sharpen. They are terrified because deep down in the basement of their subconscious, they suspect the truth. They are unlovable. They have spent a lifetime demanding love, buying love, stealing love, but never giving it. And now, facing the silence of eternity, they are panic-stricken. Do not let their panic become your emergency. You do not owe them your happiness. You do not owe them your sanity. You owe them basic human dignity, food, shelter, safety. But you do not owe them your soul. You aren't a bad child for seeing the truth. You're a survivor who's finally waking up. I'm Veerji Sharma. Keep your eyes open, and for the first time, put yourself first. I'll see you in the comments. Thank you.